This episode is brought to you by Subreddit Surfing Live, Saturday, March the 9th. Comedy at the Carlson in Rochester, New York. Get your tickets now at carlsoncomedy.com. Join Vinnie, Cardiff, and producer Jimmy, as well as a whole bunch of special guests. If you miss it, then you miss it. But I wouldn't miss it if I were you. carlsoncomedy.com. Hey, Vinny.
Yeah, Cardiff?
Do you want to go subreddit surfing? I wanna go subreddit surfing. Grab your phone, let's go subreddit surfing. 'Cause I wanna go subreddit surfing with you. We talk to folks from different subreddits because sometimes we just don't get it. We explore all kinds of subreddits. Subscribe now or you will regret it. Do you want to go subreddit surfing? I wanna go subreddit surfing. Grab your phone, let's go subreddit surfing. 'Cause I wanna go subreddit surfing with you. Vinnie and Cardiff go subreddit surfing. Mondays at 8 we are subreddit surfing. 10 is too late for subreddit surfing. So be here now for subreddit surfing today.
Aloha, big kahutas. My name is Vinny. Welcome to Subreddit Surfing. This is my best bud, Cardiff.
Did I interrupt you? I'm sorry.
Sure.
Am I muted?
No.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Well, that's good. That'll help.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. Hey, Cardiff.
That's a little game I like to play. Like, let's see how I can throw Vinny off his game a little bit. Hi, Vinny.
But fuck you. Why would you do that to me? I want to strangle you now.
Because that's what you do on shows like this. You try and fuck over your co-host at every possible chance.
Why? Do I do that to you?
Not intentionally.
What?
Good night, everybody. Surf's
hey,
up.
Yeah, I was just about to tell you something, some big news. I
What's
was
that,
going to remind you of something that you'd want to know.
What?
I was to remind everybody watching of something kind of cool, but you're being
Bills won?
No, Cardiff.
No.
It's our 1-year anniversary.
Is it really?
Yeah.
What'd you get me?
Producer to do half the work.
Oh.
Hey, Jimmy.
When's he going to show up? All we got is this lazy cunt. Oh, hi, Jimmy.
Oh, my. I'm here. I'm working.
Well, it's good that you're here, Jimmy. Because we did Epstein last week. Did you know that, Vinny? Did you hear?
I was there.
Oh, yeah, I didn't notice. Last week we covered Epstein. And, all week Jimmy's been texting me. He goes, Cardiff, I don't think it's fair. Nobody brought out the good stuff that Epstein did. All the great that he contributed to the universe. And I feel so bad for him.
That's not why we did a part 2.
Oh, no?
That's not why we were doing a part 2, Cardiff.
Jimmy wanted to show the lighter side of Jeffrey Epstein. Is that not? No, Jimmy? Why are you changing your mind now? You embarrassed? Are you embarrassed?
A little bit.
Oh, okay.
I don't like to let people know that I try to protect pedophiles.
Oh, it's a DL kind of thing. But anyway, happy anniversary to you, Vinny. Jimmy,
you.
Thank you. Jimmy, you don't get a happy anniversary yet. You weren't here from the beginning. You're a season 2 write-in cast member.
One of these days you're gonna go up the stairs and never come back down at the end of an episode.
No, he's the kid. He's the kid they bring in when all the other kids in the family have grown up and they bring in that new young kid for some reason. Like the blonde kid in shit. That show where they brought the
Oliver. You're talking about Oliver from the Brady Bunch. Jesus Christ.
Right.
Listen, folks, thank you for all of your anniversary wishes. We're very glad to be going on 1 year. I'm even more excited about Subreddit Surfing Live coming up in just about 2 months, kids.
March the 9th?
March the 9th. And I have an announcement. not only is the All Apologies podcast going to be opening for us, not only is Carl going to be there, not only is producer Chris from WATP going to be there. For the first time appearing together on the same show, joining them. It's a fucking reunion. Croge is going to be there, baby.
What?
Oh, our buddy Croge is going to
Oh,
be
I
there.
thought Carl's sister.
No.
That they're going to have a magical reunion on our show. Because according to Stuttering John, they don't talk to each other.
I don't care.
No, we're not going to reunite. We're not going to bring the hamburgers back together March the 9th.
You know what? I'm actually questioning my booking now. I'm sitting here going, wow, we could have thought of getting maybe we could still get Carl's sister.
Maybe we could. Well, I mean, we were going to get Carl's brother to play Carl for Stuttering John's roast of Carl.
That's
that
true.
was written in stone, but now we can get maybe. Okay, Croge. Did you say Croge?
Yes. There you go.
Croge?
Yes.
On our stage, Vinny?
From Kroger. Yes. Croge from Kroger.
Excited. I wear my Guns N' Roses t-shirt just for him.
That would be great. He'll love it. Now, I want to say we got a couple people who are supporting the show already this evening. Kenneth Pogue. Thanks for becoming a member, my friend. Appreciate it.
Thank you,
Simon 343. Thanks for the $4.99. $4.99. The Steelers suck. Let's go Buffalo. Vote for Vinny on the creep off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Steelers do suck. I disagree with it. Let's go Buffalo part.
Let's go Buffalo.
You're from Minnesota, aren't you a Vikings fan?
Yeah, well. How are they doing?
As good as my Dolphins.
Well, there you go.
Even worse.
Oh, Buffalo.
Kinky Loco. Thanks for the $1.99. Comment on Stevie Lou betraying you, Potato. I heard you were doxxed again this afternoon.
I heard I was as well. And let's just say, fuck you, Stevie Lou.
So, am I to believe that someone finally found footage of one of the bands you played in?
I mean, it was going to happen eventually.
Sure.
I did know eventually. I didn't know it would be. I mean, actually, I thought it'd be sooner. But I guess that just shows how irrelevant my bands were. So it is what it is. I guess I thought my bands were bigger than they were.
What was the venue you were playing?
Oh, that was just our practice room. If it's the video, I think it's just our practice room.
Wow. All right.
But thank you.
Read this one for me, Cardiff?
Ice Uno. Thank you for the $3.99. Love me some Potato and Vinny, FKB, FSJ. You know what? We haven't done a drop in a while, so let's get an FKB.
Hi, Brennan.
And an FSJ.
Yes, I was sucking a guy off on the airplane.
Perfect. That's
now,
how we start the show.
Speaking of airplanes, now I want everybody to enjoy the show today. Enjoy as much of the humor as you possibly can, because next week Cardiff won't be here. So, I mean, it's probably going to suck. But Vinny, I'm excited. I'm going to Las Vegas, Nevada.
Wow.
I'm staying in the best hotel in Las Vegas.
Wow.
Sweet.
Yes. Did you hear that, Jimmy? Holiday Inn.
Fancy stuff.
Actually, it's a new up and coming resort, but it's very elite. It's called the Bent Inn in Las Vegas. I'm very excited to spend the week there next week. So, but I hope you guys have a great show. I mean, hope is all you can do. I mean, come on, I won't be there. What could?
Well, we could just do this show without him, Jimmy, if we want.
You should get a little practice run in, right?
Oh. You still want to keep bragging about your trip?
I'm going to shut down the channel.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
I'm taking my ball and I'm going home.
You're not. We're not on your channel.
This is 80% my channel. We have an agreement.
I don't believe I agreed to 80%.
Yeah, it was 85, and I was being generous.
I don't think that's true, Cardiff. Why are you being such a butthole tonight?
Well, Vinny, I don't know.
Could you stop it?
Would you like me to?
Yeah, it'd be great.
All right, fine. Let's
talk about a real Sandy asshole, shall we? Let's jump back in. Yeah, let's jump back into Jimmy.
You'll be able to jump into Jimmy March the 9th, carlsoncomedy.com. Get your tickets now.
3
Do what
times.
you want with the boy. Whatever you want. Can we call him a boy still?
You can call me a boy. It's fine.
I'm
a 36-year-old man, but you feel free. Call me a boy.
All right, boy.
What? Don't do that. What is wrong with you?
Happy
What
Martin.
the fuck is wrong with you tonight? This
Happy
is
MLK.
insanity. Is this how you're acting because you got doxxed?
It's possible.
You're being this much of a butthole or trying to do a show?
Hold on. Which one of you called Ice Uno a cunt? I want you to apologize now.
KB did.
Oh, okay, good. KB, don't do that. KB is a cunt, though.
He's the cuntiest of all cunts.
Such a cunt. Oh, anyway. Vinny.
What?
Can we surf a subreddit already, or you got to keep yapping about cunts all day?
Cardiff?
Yes.
I'm going to strangle you one of these days.
You're gonna earn the money you don't make from this show tonight, Vinny.
Good. Can't wait.
Okay, let's start. Let's get back into our pal and yours, Jeffrey Epstein.
Hey, listen, can I hit one fact about this page before we go into your stories? Because I was looking at this last week, and we usually take a minute to explore the rules on some of these subreddits because they're always so interesting. Would you guys like to know what the rules are on the Epstein subreddit?
No dick pics.
Okay, they're right down here. We got no Pizzagate, no QAnon or other conspiracy content. That's boring. They're immediately chasing away a lot of people with fun stuff.
But so sorry, Vinny. We kind of talked about this before the show, but there's a lot of old posts on here, like posts that 7 years ago were considered conspiracy theories.
That's a good point. I'm
sure there was a lot of shit going, especially back in the day. And again, none of it founded. And again, I think some people will argue that's the strategy, is throw as much misinformation in with the information, so it all looks crazy.
Yep. That's one of the most. It's the I forget the name of it, but they just throw everything in the air at you, and then they go, "This is all insane. Who would believe any of this?" It's a wonderful tactic.
Kind of like a fat potato feeding John fake information. Anyway,
yeah. Like a potato in a jam band.
Tim
you really are. Yeah, Tim Dransky.
Lewinsky. I mean, it just keeps going.
You'll always be Pat Lewinsky to me, just because of the fact that I love the fact that it's a callback to Matt Lewinsky. For those who know. So listen, back to this.
Patty C cups. It was a duel.
That's true.
It was a duel.
That's true.
Is there a Pizzagate subreddit?
Yes.
I'm looking now.
Yeah, I think that would be an interesting. Like, let's just have let's get ourselves thrown off the YouTube kind of moment.
No political partisanship is a rule, Cardiff.
I saw that a lot.
No, and this is where I think we shouldn't be allowed on this page. No low effort.
All right. Galaga.
Sign it off. No incivility. We also should not be on this page. I'm telling you. Incivility.
Oh, incivility. Oh, yes.
Yeah. How about this? No bigotry. In particular, misogyny or anti-Semitism. And then last but not least, the last rule of our yeah.
I didn't know.
Steen didn't give it away?
No. Frankenstein wasn't a...
He was too.
You're right. Oh, he was.
Yeah, Dr. Frankenstein.
Oh, he was a doctor. That's true.
Yeah, that's right. And Frankenstein was the monster. You see. Now, the last one, very simple. No victim blaming, victim shaming, doxing of victims, etc. Have some basic decency, you unsocialized swine, is what they wrote there. I feel like that's a little excessive, but apparently they've had some problems on this page in the past, guys.
And I can only imagine, especially if tonight I started looking for stuff more, about the Clintons and the Trumps, and every post about a Clinton, the second or third comment in is like, you're always posting stuff about the Clintons, but you're ignoring everything about Trump, and everyone about Trump. You're always posting stuff about Trump, but ignoring all. So it's like, it's I guess the toxicity of whatever this culture we're in, where everyone just has to. What about your guy? What about you? What
That's
about everything? It's Stuttering John 101. I mean, if we want to go back to Stuttering, well, what about when
now
Anthony Cumia said about my kids?
Stuttering John 101 is stink lines.
That's true. 103.
Yep. There you go.
There's two sections on stink lines.
Yeah, Drunk Engineer says it's the tactic I use to throw people off those gay rumors. Me too. Dun, 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 dun. How are you supposed to have a conspiracy page without anti-Semitism? Nimrod 71 questions.
Good question.
Good point. Because they do seem to go hand in hand. There's a lot of people who, want to blame the chosen ones, the chosen people for everything.
For fuck's sake, it is a pretty wise point there by Nimrod 71. They do get blamed for everything.
Now, listen, I have a lot of Jewish friends. I have no problem with the Jewish people at all. But, they're not helping matters when they're digging holes through the city of New York.
Oh.
You're not really helping the conspiracy theories much there, fellas.
And hold on, though. This is not this is not the first time this has happened, right?
I've never heard of it happening before.
I swear to you, I'm having a fucking deja vu, a Berenstain Bears fucking moment, because I know I'm positive that there was something like this before where they were digging tunnels in Brooklyn, like years ago. Not to this scale, but I think this was a story before. So hopefully one day, I'm sure there's an r/Brooklyn Tunnels subreddit. We'll let that fill up, and maybe we'll learn something about
if you want to hear more about the Shuli tunnels, please put that in the comments. Hashtag Shuli tunnels. Here's one. Kenneth Pogue just threw out something. Here's a conspiracy theory. Hillary was supposed to be indicted 4 days after the Oklahoma City bombing. All documents were lost.
Interesting.
These Clintons. Okay, so let's get into Epstein. We'll get to Clinton. But this is an article I wanted to just kind of refresh, go through a couple things. But this is an article written in 2006. Okay. So this was we're going back, but it's like it seems like they already knew everything even in 2006, but for some reason it was overlooked. Winged gargoyles guarded the gates at Jeffrey Epstein's Palm Beach mansion. Inside, hidden cameras trolled 2 rooms while the girls came and went. For police detectives who sifted through the garbage outside and kept records of visitors, it was the lair of a troubling target. Epstein, one of the most mysterious of the country's mega rich, was known as much for his secrecy as for his love of fine things, magnificent homes, private jets, beautiful women, and friendship with the world's elite. I should say that the cover of this article was Jeffrey Epstein craved big homes, elite friends, and investigators say underage girls. But at Palm Beach Police Headquarters, he was becoming known for something else. The regular arrival of teenage girls he hired to give a massage, and police say performed sexual favors. Epstein was different from most sexual abuse suspects. He was far more powerful. He counted among his friends former President Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, Prince Andrew, along with some of the most prominent legal and scientific minds and business minds in the country, which we will get to some of those this evening. If Palm Beach police didn't know quite who Jeffrey Epstein was, they found out soon enough. Epstein, now at the time 53, was a quintessential man of mystery. He amassed his fortune and friends quietly, always in the background as he navigated New York high society. When he first attracted notice in the early 1990s, it was on the account of a woman he was dating, Ghislaine Maxwell, daughter of late British
Her
media.
name is so fucking icky. She has the grossest, ickiest name, Ghislaine. I said it last week. Fucking makes you want to get out a mop.
In the lengthy article headlined "The Mystery of Ghislaine Maxwell's Secret Love," the British Mail on Sunday Tabloid laid out speculative stories that the socialite's beau was a CIA spook, a math teacher, a concert pianist, or a corporate headhunter. So again, he had this mystery about him across the pond. But what is the truth about him? The newspaper wondered. Like Maxwell, Epstein is both flamboyant and intensely private. The media frenzy did not begin in full until a decade later, in September 2002. Epstein was flung into the limelight when he flew President Clinton, former President Clinton, and actors Kevin Spacey and Chris Tucker to Africa on his private jet. Suddenly, everyone wanted to know who Epstein was. The New York Magazine and Vanity Fair published lengthy profiles. We talked about the Vanity Fair profile last week. That was supposed to be a story of raping children and was pulled. The New York Post listed him as one of the city's most eligible bachelors and began describing him in its gossip columns with adjectives such as mysterious and reclusive. Although Epstein gave no interviews, the broad strokes of his past started to come into focus. He's born. Do you care about his history?
Who?
Epstein?
I mean, is it all true?
No, this is kind of history. He was born blue collar in 1953, son of New York City's Parks Department employee and raised in Brooklyn's Coney Island neighborhood.
I would like to know how the kid from Coney Island, whose dad's job was to fucking clean up the bathrooms at the park, the fucking porta potty guy, how his kid became a billionaire. I am interested in that. Yes.
Ghislaine. No. He left college without a bachelor's degree and became a math teacher at the prestigious Dalton School in Manhattan. How does that happen? How do you go from, even at that young age though, like how do you go immediately get that kind of dropping out of college and then teaching at a prestigious school? I don't know. The story goes that the father, I guess maybe this New York private schools had a emergency substitute teacher law that they passed so they could bring in substitute teachers that did not meet the criteria. It must have been an emergency.
Must have been it. They must have been in the lurch for some staff and he was walking by.
He is right. We can't stop talking about him.
I heard there was a there was a teenage girl down at the pub who told him, "You should be a substitute teacher. We could use you in my class."
Mr.
Like, "You're right."
Mr. Melendez, we ain't learning nothing at that school there without you. Please come back to us. Please, Mr.
I would, but the trolls are out of control.
You know what the shit way is doing? I can't. He's buying views. The story goes that the father of one of Epstein's students was so impressed with the man that he put him in touch with senior partner at Bear Stearns, the global investment bank and securities firm. So one substitute teacher ends up drunk streaming in Canoga Park. Another fuck up substitute teacher ends up at Bear Stearns. In 1976, Epstein left Dalton for a job at Bear Stearns. By the early 1980s, he had started J. Epstein & Co. That is when he began making his millions in earnest. Little is known or said about Epstein's business except this: he manages money for the extremely wealthy. He is said to handle the accounts of only of 1 billion or greater. It has been estimated that he has roughly 15 clients, but their identities are the subject of only speculation, all except one, Leslie Wexner, founder of the retail chain and former Palm Beacher, who is said to have been a mentor to Epstein. Wexner sold Epstein one of his most lavish residences, a massive townhouse that dominated a block of Manhattan's Upper East Side. It's reported to have among its finer features closed-circuit television and a heated sidewalk to melt away fallen snow.
Yeah, fallen stone melts away. God. Yeah.
Yeah, perhaps as remarkable as his lavish homes, as his extensive network of friends and associates, the highest echelons of power.
This includes not only socialites, but also business tycoons, media moguls, politicians, royalty, and Nobel Prize winning scientists whose
So
research he often funds.
he
Mm.
became a billionaire off of 15 clients.
Allegedly. Well, if you have 15 billionaires, let's think. If you're handling 15 billionaires' assets and you're making, say, a 5%, like
Yeah.
at this point, he's just skimming off the top, right?
Yeah.
Like, let me take care of your money. It's gonna grow, and I'm gonna take 5%. I don't think he takes 5% of the growth. He takes 5%, like, of their assets.
Well, I don't think that's how that works, but
I'm just
this
guessing.
is really interesting to me
I'm not a
because
billionaire, Vinny.
how you asked the question, how do you go from dropout to managing the money of billionaires?
Yeah,
Knowing the right people.
How do you meet these people? My cousin Dean is a dropout. Guy didn't qualify to be a Grubhub driver.
Well, that's why I was surprised that his dad was a low-level civil servant. Like, I was expecting to hear that his dad was somebody, right? Like, he was I watched the Tetris movie. Have you seen the Tetris movie?
No.
Where they show it's on
Yes.
Apple TV.
I did see that.
Yeah, and there's that the billionaire son. What was oh fuck. Was that Maxwell as well? Robert and Kevin Maxwell? I think that was them as well. It was
maybe.
Maxwell as well. And yeah, the kid was just a spoiled fucking cunt of a brat, with a billionaire father. But this guy at least seems to have done some of it on. I guess it's just white privilege.
Or he was just got tied in with the right people who needed somebody with his kind of smarts.
But how? Like,
He's
how
got
do
to
they?
be a brilliant guy. He's got to be pretty smart.
But how do you
Epstein?
find that teaching in a
Apparently.
private school? Like, how do you? It's just there's got to be something else. That seems doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
Apparently Epstein was a dope. Eric Weinstein was at his island at one point, and he never went back because he thought he was weird and stupid.
Who's Eric Weinstein? Is that the good Weinstein?
Yeah, not Harvey. I don't think there's any relation to those two.
I feel like is he related to Frankenstein?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if we go back far enough, we're all related, Vinny. Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. Never forget.
Jesus Christ. Here we go.
You started with this conspiracy shit.
You've been drinking potato. You always get like this. You've been drinking.
A little bit.
It's always about the Steens and it's always about the G's.
Wait till I get started. Just wait. Okay. So this guy,
By the way, I'm sorry, JT. This is what I think is going on. I don't know if it's Illuminati. I don't know who it is. I don't know if it's a branch of
Mossad.
Yeah, I don't know for who he was doing this, but I'm telling you, there is a lot of money to be made and information on rich people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to get back into this article because, it gets into some of those rich people that he gets around. But again, this is, how did he get to this point? That's what I want to know. I want to know those years, which, again, we'll probably never know. But Epstein is said to have befriended former Harvard president Larry Summers, prominent law professor Alan Dershowitz, Donald Trump, and New York Daily News publisher Mort Zuckerman. And yet he managed for decades to maintain a low profile. He avoids eating out and was rarely photographed. Epstein's friendship with Clinton has attracted him the most attention. Epstein met Bill Clinton as early as 1995. Was he president? Or was he? What was he in 95? He was in 95,
President.
Right?
He was elected in 92.
Okay. So when he was paid tens of thousands of dollars to join him at an intimate fundraising dinner in Palm Beach, but from all appearances, they did not become close friends until after Clinton left the Oval Office and moved to New York. Epstein has donated more than $100,000 to Democratic candidates' campaigns, including John Kerry's presidential bid and the re-election campaign of New Mexico Governor Bill Richardson.
That feels low. That feels like a low amount of money. Did you say $100,000?
Isn't there a limit? Or at least at the time, there was super PACs.
Sure, I guess.
Yeah. Donated to Hillary Rodham Clinton, Christopher Dodd, and Charles Schumer. So again, this guy worked his way into politics, and I guess Trump at the time was a Democrat, so maybe that's why. Maybe he's straight up party lines. Yes, everybody, Donald Trump was a Democrat before you turned him.
Yeah, he likes to throw around the term rhino at other people, which is very funny. It's very funny. Him and Hillary and Bill, they all fucking hung out.
Oh yeah.
If what we learned last week is true, fucking Bill and Trump are Eskimo brothers.
Oh, it's true. Okay, so that article claimed that their friendship didn't really blossom until after our pal Bill Clinton left the White House.
Okay. And
But
he needed something to do. He was bored.
articles are now coming out. Information is now coming out about 17 visits Jeffrey Epstein made to the Clinton White House between 1993 and 1995. 17 seems like a lot, no?
A little bit. 17 times he went to the White House.
Jeffrey Epstein visited the Clinton White House 17 times in the 1993 to 95 period. Some of the visits were when President... So this is information that's coming out now. Compared to what they did in
so we have a man, right? We have a man who is managing the money of very, very wealthy people. He's staying off the radar. Somehow he's going to the White House 17 times.
17.
Man, it's so easy to buy access when you have the cash.
Yeah.
That's the thing that we're learning here. If you have the cash, they'll open the fucking door for you. Unbelievable.
Some of the visits were when President Clinton was actually not around, according to the presidential diary. So he was clearly meeting with officials. In any case, the president was far too busy to have been receiving Epstein during these visits.
He's like, don't let him see Monica. She's way too old.
This many visits and visit times given would not have been social or flex of access. For example, like Buckingham Palace visits, or for hanky-panky, presumably like Clinton's post-presidential meetups with Epstein. That's alleged. The White House is very busy, business-heavy place. So what are these visits for? We know that Jeffrey Epstein and Shimon Peres, a multi-term former Israeli prime minister, president, and statesman, knew each other well. No less than former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak. Said that he was the first introduced to Epstein by Shimon Peres. Shimon Peres was of course closely involved in the Oslo peace process as Israeli foreign minister. During the above period, they were closely engaged with the Clinton White House during that time. So could Epstein's visit could have connected to that? Was Epstein trying to lobby and influence the White House officials on a pro-Perez, pro-Israeli position, perhaps?
Well, that's what I'm trying to understand, Cardiff, because, again, what the fuck is this guy doing at the White House other than being seen there, but he's not into being seen anywhere?
Yeah, like what is he... Who is he meeting with? Why is he meeting there? Like, is he meeting with other groups? Like, can you rent space at the White House like you can at a WeWork? It's like, hey, I need a room to meet with the Israeli prime minister when he's in. Like, what the fuck is going on?
No, you cannot do that. I'm pretty positive. Now,
I cannot think of anything else that you could. Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. I don't want to get into the anti-Semitism here, but it's interesting that he was there with Israel.
Yes, I guess. Again, he's friends with these former Israeli prime ministers and statesmen, right? So I guess he has some type of agenda. But again, what does that have to do with the White House? Who's he paying off at the White House to get whatever it's just very strange.
Well, you could put the money. I mean, the way I see it, if you grease the wheels when you need something, you show up. Is the way it
Well, now
seems.
we're going to start talking about Italians.
Yeah, a little bit. My people know Greece. My people know Greece.
That they do.
They know Greece.
Ugh.
So what I'm trying to say is,
What are you
the
trying to say?
access is what they're buying with the campaign donations. Access to getting someone to pick up the phone when you call.
Yeah, but who?
And-
Like,
Well, if you're lobbying for another country, you need to register that you are doing that, I believe. I don't know what the laws were then.
yeah, I still can't believe lobbying is illegal. Is legal. It makes no fucking sense at all. Okay, Vinny,
What?
were you at Chelsea Clinton's wedding?
Who's asking?
I'm asking, were you?
No.
You know who was?
Who?
Ghislaine.
Get the fuck out.
Oh yeah.
And she looks like
Ghislaine.
she's like next to another Clinton, because this looks like a Clinton mouth over here. Just to her right.
That lady looked over at Ghislaine and went, "Isn't she beautiful?"
Here's our president getting massaged by a Jeffrey Epstein victim.
So I'm going to tell you something right now. My shoulders are fucking killing me from carrying Cardiff. And I would let one of these sex traffic girls rub my shoulders right now. They are so
Don't know why you had to.
I'd help her get to freedom after, but I would be like just a little to the right, a little bit to the left.
Sure.
That'll help her get free. I promise.
Just throw me under the bus there. But yeah, there's our president getting a rub down in what appeared to be an airport.
Hey, Waver, thanks for the $2. But this post feels alleged to me. Zorro Ranch was why he was at the White House. Animal husbandry.
Animal husbandry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you'd have pretty good luck discussing that with Bill Clinton on account of he's from Arkansas.
Yeah. Here's our pal Epstein and President Clinton in Singapore, 2002. This was allegedly a few months after the Africa trip. The Africa trip we have some pictures of. We have pictures of Chris Tucker, I believe, and Kevin Spacey in Africa with on the Epstein, but not Clinton. I couldn't find any with Clinton in Africa. So, But yeah, here's him in Singapore. Yeah. So I think we can conclusively say that Bill Clinton knows Jeffrey Epstein.
Agreed. Killer B says, just keep Cardiff in your pocket. Like so many nickels, dimes, and ketchup packets.
So
there is a picture of Clinton and Chris Tucker, by the way.
There is?
Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to pop it up here for you.
Bill Clinton.
Do you want it real quick?
Yes.
You think Bill Clinton gets really happy when he sees a celebrity? Oh,
okay. So there's. Oh, okay. You know what? I have that picture. I didn't realize. I don't know how I missed
That's
Bill.
Bill.
How the fuck does anybody see Bill Clinton and Chris Tucker when all I'm seeing is 1,000,000 watts of Kevin Spacey crazy eyes?
Yeah.
How do you even notice anybody else in the background of this picture? That man is reading your mail from wherever he is. That's insanity.
I was very, very distracted by that picture of Mr. Spacey. But
right after this picture was taken, somebody looked at Kevin and said, "Are you all right?" And he goes, "I'm just thinking of a boy I knew in London."
Now,
wow.
So Bill Clinton, blah blah blah. Right? Is that the old saying? Is that how the saying goes? Bill Clinton, blah blah blah.
Sure.
Okay. Let's get to the lovely, talented Mrs. Hillary Clinton.
Ooh.
Here's a nice article.
Are they friends?
Well, I don't know. Since Ghislaine Maxwell's arrest on charges of helping Jeffrey Epstein abuse underage girls, rumors have swirled about her ties to famous figures, including Democratic power couple Bill and Hillary Clinton. On Tuesday, the Daily Mail published photos of former President Clinton receiving a neck massage from Shantae Davis, one of Jeffrey Epstein's victims, during a stopover.
I know. I'm jelly. We just discussed that.
Vinny's shoulders tight. He's stretching it out now. He's getting... On Tuesday, during a stopover on his infamous 2000... Okay, so that picture was taken in an airport stopover from the Africa trip with the deceased sex trafficker, Jeffrey Epstein. According to Davis, Maxwell was present for the voyage and encouraged Davis to give Clinton the massage. Would you mind giving it a crack? Clinton allegedly asked Davies, who claimed he was a complete gentleman during the trip. Now, the celebrity tabloid OK Magazine is reporting that ex-Secretary of State Hillary Clinton gifted Ghislaine Maxwell's nephew, Alexander Gerazi, Alex, a position within her department when he was just out of college and gave him special treatment. So a kid out of college whose aunt gets girls to fuck your husband gets a nice job in the State Department. All right.
That's cool.
This country's fucked.
Fucking pays to know someone, baby.
A State Department spokesperson told the Daily Beast, Deserasi, whatever, DJERASSI. What the fuck name is that?
Don't ask me.
But I'd like to hear him spit some records.
DJ Eracy. Okay, he's DJ Eracy from now on. Thank you, Vinny. DJ Eracy served as a staff assistant from May 2009 to June 2012. Daily Beast could not confirm whether the role was in fact gifted by Clinton, but a friend of DJ Eracy told the Daily Beast that Maxwell played no part in introducing DJ Eracy to Clinton or recommending him for the job with the former First Lady. These are false allegations against a talented and qualified public servant, the friend said. The reports came as Maxwell 58 awaits trial in Brooklyn.
Listen, I'm not saying that some bright kid out of college doesn't deserve a job. I'm saying that you got it through nepotism. It doesn't mean you're not capable of doing the job. You just got to own that shit.
DJ Eracy's name also popped up in a collection of Clinton emails hacked via WikiLeaks since November 2011.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Assistant Secretary Jeffrey Feltman referred to his special assistant, Alex DJ Eracy.
Let me guess. Every email said, "Get me more pizza. We need more pizza. I need Legos and pizza."
Fucking how many things was Alex Jones almost right about? Almost
99%.
Alex Jones just needs an editor. If he had an editor, someone to like just kind of cross out some of the really crazy shit, he's more right than wrong.
I don't know about that. He talks every day, Cardiff. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that means he's more wrong than right or more right than wrong, but there's a lot
right
to
about
go.
The frogs.
I'll give you that.
Nobody else was calling that one. Nobody else knew. This whole frog thing went under the radar for years. Alex Jones was the only one.
He really blew the lid off of that story.
He did. But yeah, so Hillary allegedly given jobs to people who helped Bill get jobs, I guess. I don't know. Allegedly.
I get it.
Play Lego?
I get it.
Playing Lego. I forgot about playing Lego.
Right.
Yep.
Building the Legos. But yeah, that's our wonderful government at work giving their friends things for favors, for blackmail reasons. Why? Bill Clinton secretly met Ghislaine Maxwell for intimate dinner 2020. Like there's a lot of shady things happening. But I did pull.
Could you imagine what you would hear if the two of them sat down at a table together and started having a conversation.
It'd be a lot of code words.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
I bet they're using the word. I bet they're using Lego for code for something.
Now you're gonna make sure all those underage Legos shut their fucking mouths. Am I right, Ghislaine?
I don't want any of those. I don't want any of those yappy Legos you had last time.
If I tell a Lego I want a back massage, I demand a back massage. You understand me, Ghislaine? No more of this sass from these Legos.
All right, Vinny, where do you want to take the journey this evening?
All right. Well, let's talk about a guy that everybody's been talking about.
Jimmy?
And, no, nobody talks about Jimmy.
Oh,
What does the unsealed Jeffrey Epstein documents say? And what do they not say about Stephen Hawking, folks? Well,
you said not say. Gotcha.
That's what it doesn't say, that he's a not say. There's been a lot of chatter about Stephen Hawking's name appearing in the newly unsealed documents, but has the renowned physicist been accused of anything? Not according to the documents released so far. So the most surprising time Hawking's name came up is in an email Epstein sent to Ghislaine. In a typo-ridden email, Epstein tells Maxwell to offer to pay anyone for information disproving a purported allegation from an Epstein accuser, Virginia Giuffre, the one whose testimony that a lot of these documents have come from, that Hawking was part of a, quote, underage orgy. A quote from the email says, you can issue a reward to any of Virginia's friends, acquaintance is what he meant to write, family that came forward and helped prove her allegations are false. So he's saying, let's help money fix this problem and have her friends call her a liar. Is really what's happening here. That's pretty interesting. So could you imagine being a teenage girl and being brought into a room and Stephen Hawking's just sitting there naked in a chair? Touch it.
Any age or gender. Seeing a naked Stephen Hawking.
terrifying.
Very.
But god damn it. You would think that, like, if Stephen Hawking was fucking, it would be an orgy just because he'd have to have, like, nurses there.
Like, just, if, again, we talked about this a little before the show. What he's was living through was horrifying to me. Being trapped in a chair like that, not being able to move, not being able to do it. Wouldn't that be the last thing I think I would want to see would be anything that would turn me on? No, like, I don't want to. I'd be so frustrated that I can't do anything about it.
Well, dude, he was definitely sexually frustrated. All he did was think about black holes all day.
It's true.
You know the saying, once you go black, you never go back.
Light will never escape it.
But no, like, that seems like the last thing I would like. It's like, okay, Vinny, I'm going to make you watch Clockwork Orange style. I'm going to make you watch 90,000 hours of porn with your hands tied behind your back. You can't, like, you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, that's a
crazy.
problem.
Like, it's, I don't know. That's, I don't know.
Well, from what I hear, didn't he go to strip clubs and shit?
Really?
Didn't Stephen Hawking was like kind of a
For research.
porn dog? Yeah. Didn't he cheat on his wife with a woman?
It's a fucking man's world. It
really is.
World. Every time I watch, you watch My 600-Pound Life, Vinny?
No, Cardiff.
You should.
Why should I?
Just you should. Every time I watch My 600-Pound Life, and there's a 900-pound guy there, he's always got a woman. He's always married. Never, without a doubt, he's got a woman there just doing everything for him. It's a man's fucking world.
I do kind of live it. He's right. He's right.
I love the patriarchy. Thank you, patriarchy fathers.
All hail the patriarchy, everyone. All hail the patriarchy.
I'm making no ma'am shirts for the March 9th show.
No shit.
Bring those back. Gotta bring those back.
I would like to bring back No Man, ma'am, but we don't own the rights.
Rights schmites. Isn't that saying? Is that illegal? Can't I just go into court and say rights?
Did John ever get those shit weigher hats that he was so proud of? Did he ever spend all the money on those?
No, there's still a couple chatters that are still asking for their delivery. They still yet to receive. They paid for them, I believe, and have never received their shit weigher hats.
Is this Postergate 2.0?
No, nobody wanted the hats in the first place.
Oh, dude, I would want one. I'd put it I'd put it back there somewhere. I want a shit weigher hat.
I'll make it. Then you can sue. That'll be what John finally gets you for. We'll make a shit weigher hat. He owns the copyright to it. You have one in the back. He ends up owning the Comedy at the Carlson because they have counterfeit merchandise.
You dumb fuck. That's what he would say to me.
Moonhead.
Oh shit. So, Cardiff, what else do you have about the Clintons?
The Clintons? Actually, I have a funny, interesting. Presidents don't make money, right, Vinny? They make a menial salary for a
400,000 or something like that a year, I believe.
Whatever. Trump only made $1 because he's making America great again. Trump 20. Never mind. But where presidents make all their money is after presidency.
Yes.
There's speeches, there's books, there's master classes. So master class is a class you can take. You can learn from former President Bill Clinton. So somebody has taken Bill Clinton's 2-minute commercial for his master class.
Okay.
And it has titled this, if Bill Clinton's master class ad was honest.
At a time like that, you really need good leadership skills. And you need people whose goal it is to pull people together, not drive them apart. People need to feel the potential to create a better tomorrow. This class is unlike anything I've ever done. I'll be teaching skills I developed and used in very challenging leadership positions. And I hope that those skills will help you in your personal and professional lives. You'll learn how to work with people you don't agree with, may not even like, and how to mediate conflicts. I don't believe being nice is inconsistent with being tough and smart. You got to be tough as nails with your tender heart. I have encountered a lot of setbacks. I lost 2 elections after I entered politics. I've had ferocious opposition where the whole strategy was to try to destroy me as a person.
You think they've sucked each other off?
Yes.
No.
Oh,
Are you sure?
No, I don't. I think George W. is a little too churchy for that. I don't know. Get a couple lines of coke in him, maybe.
Yeah.
Mother died after I became president. I had a lot of things that really hurt. But in the end, the great adventure of life is what you decide to do with it. We're all struggling mortals with fleeting lives who are trying to be right as often as we can and trying to live a life that amounts to something. A good leader will share the credit when something good happens and assume responsibility for the mistakes and not look for a scapegoat. I believe leaders are not just born, they are also made. And I hope everybody who watches this will say, what am I going to do to be a better leader? I'm President Bill Clinton, and this is Masterclass.
Yep, not going.
No, you don't.
I'd rather go to Trump University.
I don't know. I think you'll learn a lot of things from Masterclass. I kind of met Bill Clinton once. I ran into him once.
I met him.
Did you?
Shook his hand.
Was he as charismatic as they say?
Hell yeah.
He did woo you in. I just literally almost bumped into him, and he mesmerized me.
My pussy was tingling.
Oh.
That man. Oh, that Bill Clinton.
Oh, Slick Willie.
Southern gentleman. Hey, how you doing?
Remember when Saturday Night Live was fun and they used to make fun of the president?
Yeah.
That was Trump. Like, remember when they used to do Bill Clinton shit all the time? It was
Yeah, the Bill Clinton stuff was great. Remember they had was it John Goodman as what's her face? The lady who was taping the recordings.
Oh yeah.
Linda Tripp.
Linda Tripp.
They had Will Ferrell was Janet Reno. Like they did some really good stuff back in the day.
That's what we need to do. We need to bring back. That's what we need to make a show, Vinny. We need to make Saturday Night Live like it should be made. You have a budget?
On Friday afternoons. It's all we can afford.
Friday afternoon live.
Phil Hartman as Bill Clinton was the best.
Oh, the best.
Imagine your Big Mac is badly needed medical supplies intercepted by warlords.
Phil Hartman was the best at everything. I
Agree.
Damn you, Andy Dick.
So Bill Clinton's even taking pictures with the wait staff.
The house staff at Epstein's New York townhouse. This obviously looks outside of his presidency, not that far out, but yeah, this is pictures of him at the mansion with the house staff.
Wow, it's interesting. Like, why would you take pictures with people's like staff? Isn't that unprofessional? Like, I'm not going to take a picture with your maid, Cardiff, if I come over to your house.
No,
Lolita's
going to be very upset.
I don't care.
Why did I go Lolita? Why did I come up with that name?
Thinking about that plane.
I guess so. Shit. Did I just incriminate myself?
You're done so.
Yeah.
All right. Here's one more article I have titled "The Remarkable Lengths Taken to Whitewash Bill Clinton's Cozy Links to Pervert Jeffrey Epstein While Hillary Ran for President."
Oh, I'm interested in this.
The email came out of the blue one day in 2016. Almost a decade had passed since Miles and Kathy Alexander had left their jobs as residential managers of Little St. James, Jeffrey Epstein's private island in the Caribbean. Caribbean or Caribbean, Vinny?
Caribbean, I believe.
Okay. Caribbean. Since then, Epstein had been jailed briefly for pedophile offenses, and the couple had retired to their native South Africa. But now Darren Indyke, the disgraced tycoon's attorney, was back in touch. The lawyer wanted the Alexanders to do something that would be particular benefit to Hillary Clinton in her campaign to become the first female president of the United States later that year. How'd that work out? It entailed them signing a sworn affidavit, which Indyke said had already drafted for them, declaring that they had never seen Senator Clinton's husband, President Bill Clinton, at their former home, Pedo Island, as it had come to be known, whether or not the once most powerful man in the world ever set foot on the 78-acre speck in the U.S. Virgin Islands almost 2 decades ago, says as much about the toxicity of what was alleged to have happened there. So again, no one's making the claims yet, but they're preemptively going out and saying, you got to sign this shit before someone tries to talk to you. They're going out to everybody.
Wow.
And that depraved hedonism is set to be examined in detail in court later this year after Prince Andrew failed last week in his attempt to have his civil sex assault action brought against him by Epstein former underage slave, quote, Virginia Roberts, thrown out. Roberts had alleged the Duke of York sexually abused her. Roberts, now known as Giuffre, on Epstein's private island, Little St. James. Both men deny Roberts' allegations. Clinton, whose presidency almost ended over his affair with the White House intern Monica Lewinsky, denies, oh, it's my sister, denies ever being on Little St. James or having knowledge of Epstein's crimes. The president and the prince's baleful attempt with Epstein is down to one woman, Ghislaine Maxwell. Subsequent damage to their reputation largely rests on the word of another Roberts. Like, how does she... This is something I was thinking about too. Like, why was Epstein sent to Greenland? And
Why do
But why would they trust her and not him? I'm saying, why aren't they both visiting Greenland.
Okay.
Hmm.
My guess, I have a thought on this. Ghislaine, you know, Epstein may have been the guy out there doing stuff and, making things happen and being like this smooth guy who's making the friends.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Jimmy, your clicking's annoying me. Um,
Your face too.
get your dumb face and you're clicking out of here. If you think about this, she's a very well-connected person on her own, right? She's very well connected.
Mhm.
And here's my thought. I think it leads back to her father. There's a lot of rumors about her father, right? Robert Maxwell, that he worked for Mossad. And if that's the case, maybe they kept her around longer just because, technically she's more connected. Her father's buried in a hero's grave in Israel.
Mm.
It's very interesting.
The Shulis. Clinton appeared as a passenger on flight logs for Epstein's fleet of aircraft no less than 26 times between February 2002 and 2003. 26 times on
To
Epstein's
the
planes.
island 26
No,
times? Or just
Not
on
to the
plane?
island. Flight logs on Epstein's planes. Not necessarily to the island, but used his plane. So if you've been on his planes 26 times, at least one of those times you're going to say, hey, Bill, you got to come see this. Like, you don't think once? One of Epstein's pilots, David Rogers, gave a deposition in 2016 as part of the defamation case that Roberts brought against Maxwell. In his testimony, he referred to his pilot's logbook entries. They seem to indicate that on at least 2 occasions, Rogers had flown Clinton and the Duke in one of Epstein's aircraft. So together.
Interesting.
The pilot added that in February 2002, on a flight from Miami to New York on the Boeing known as the Lolita Express, his passengers included Clinton, 4 Secret Service agents, Epstein, Maxwell, and Prince Andrew. Rogers added, I have a picture of me and the crew with Bill Clinton on the plane. To the best of my knowledge, it was the first time we had flown him. He said in 2002, he had flown from Morocco to New York with Epstein, Maxwell, Prince Andrew, Clinton, Doug Band, Clinton's right-hand man, and probably 9 Secret Service people aboard. Even the Secret Service knew what the fuck was going on.
That's another great question. If Clinton actually did go hang out at this island after he was president, was Secret Service with him?
Don't they have a detail for the rest of their life?
Yeah, I guess, but they're not talking.
Well, let me ask you, if I'm an ex-president and I have my Secret Service detail, can I do whatever? Are there like rules so I can do whatever I want and they can't do anything to me? They're just there to protect me.
I
Right?
don't know. I feel like they have to protect you, but if
Can I
they see you like
swinging a hammer,
murdering
smashing kids in the face, and they just have to make sure I don't get hurt? Like, what's the rules with the Secret Service? Somebody tell me the rules.
I hope that's the rule, that you could go menace children with hammers, and if the kids try to attack you back, Secret Service has to shoot them. Is that
You should hear Trump. You should hear Trump now. You thought you could grab him by the pussy before. Now that I got Secret Service. Oh.
wow?
One of the trips to Africa saw Epstein, whose Gratitude America charity donated to the Clinton Foundation. IRS records shows traveling with Clinton and disgraced actor Kevin Spacey. The double Oscar winner subsequently saw his career ended over multiple allegations of sexual assault against boys and young men. Also present on the trip. Sorry?
Just 3 sex pests flying on a plane to Morocco.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think I'll end this there. But yeah, there was the gist of it was, yeah, hey, go find those people that might have been able to say that Bill Clinton was there and make them sign something that says he wasn't. So
it seems to be the preferred method with this guy, because once people sign something and they know how much money and the resources that guy has, they're not going to fuck with him.
Well, I would imagine they were paid to sign something too. No,
maybe.
Like, unless it's under duress.
Well, the girls said that they were paid. Like the one girl, Robert said she was paid $13,000 to sleep with Andrew. So there was money going to these girls. Like they were getting paid something, even by their own admission,
Mhm.
but they were getting turned out.
Hmm.
Boy.
Hmm.
Huh. I
Hmm.
guess we'll never know what happened.
We'll never
to
know.
Jeffrey Epstein.
I just don't know how she's still with us. 'Cause it would just seem like it would be a lot cleaner to have them both go to Greenland.
Cardiff, I'm going to ask you this question, and honestly, do you have more stories tonight, Cardiff?
No. Do
Okay.
you have anything on Robert Maxwell? I'd like to hear that.
I do have a couple things on Robert Maxwell, and then I'm going to end it on a question that was posed on this page that I think is a great way for us to end this. And you actually just
7.5
transitioned to it, but I'm still going to do the Robert Maxwell stuff.
I said 7.5 inches.
I heard you, and everybody knows
Blaster.
you're lying. Here's a fun picture. This is a very young Ghislaine and her father meeting the Queen of England.
Ooh, yes.
That's interesting. Like, just meeting the Queen is a big fucking deal. And there she is as a young teenager. So there's a lot of stuff on this guy. He has a Wikipedia, but here's a post that I thought was kind of interesting. And it asked the question, what do you think of Epstein and Maxwell working for Mossad? I'm just learning the facts. I wasn't interested when Epstein was arrested because it was being lumped in with Pizzagate and QAnon. I always thought American intelligence was behind QAnon. I started getting interested when Lauren Boebert was trying to downplay it after the issues of child trafficking and pedophilia had been turned into a huge right-wing scam. Like maybe she knew something would be coming out about Trump. But Robert Maxwell, who I read introduced his daughter to Epstein, worked for Mossad. I was just reading about someone else he knew too, named Nicole Junkerman. The right-wing conspiracy theorists just keep going on about the Clintons, old friends of Trump's, eating babies and all this, but usually ignore Trump, who appeared to be the most pro-Israel president ever. I don't doubt that Epstein blackmailed people for Israel, and I think the reason Boebert wants to downplay it, right-wing conspiracy theorists try to muddy the waters, and why they now seem to be trying to back off all this, that Israel planned on getting some more years out of the Trumps and Kushners. Unfortunately, I doubt this will come up. I would like for them to throw Trump under the bus. And as for Epstein and Maxwell, it seems more apparent the more I learned. Anybody agree or disagree? What do you think comes of it? What a crazy fucking thing. So Lauren Boebert is in on it. She knew the shit coming down the pike on Trump, but he wants to know if this guy worked for the Mossad and Epstein got introduced to all of this through Ghislaine, whose father was an agent, and Epstein became an agent. The question is this the reason why Trump was so pro-Israel?
Maybe.
Who the fuck knows? We're on Reddit. This is the shit that people are throwing out to the wall at Reddit.
So I'm just having a bit of a moment here because I'm looking. I think. Remember, I made the reference to the Tetris movie earlier.
Yeah.
I think this is the same guy from the Tetris movie.
Maxwell? You said
Yeah.
Robert Maxwell. I was.
And then Kevin Mac. I'm just trying to look if it's the same guy. I think it is because he was a British media that was disgraced, appropriating funds. But yeah, he was featured in the Tetris movie where basically the movie was how they got Tetris to America and how the Soviets were doing shit, and then this shady businessman from England was just trying to come in and bully his way through and just take this game to sell it to Nintendo. And it was this guy and his son. So does Ghislaine Maxwell have a brother, Kevin?
Look that up, Jimmy.
Not sure. Let me see.
I need to know. Is it, unless it's a different Maxwell? It could be, obviously. But yeah, he was quite the piece of shit in that movie, at least.
Nope, he has a son named Kevin.
He does, eh? So yeah. So
Okay.
that guy's still out there somewhere too. Yeah, and they were involved in Tetris. So everybody go to get your Apple TV Plus and watch that. That was a great. If you like Tetris, you'll love to see how it came to America.
Yeah.
And it's connected to Epstein, for fuck's sakes.
Fucking Epstein. He's got his dirty hands on everything.
everything. But yeah, the father, it was portrayed in the movie like he just makes things happen. He had friends in the Kremlin. He knew Gorbachev. He had friends he had friends all over the world and could just do whatever he wanted.
Well, dude, he escaped Germany as a kid. He ended up serving in the Czechoslovakian army in World War II, and he won some medals for attacking a German machine gun nest. So he was apparently a pretty brave guy. And in 1948, interesting story, a hint of Maxwell's service to Israel was provided by John Loftus and Mark Aronis, who described Maxwell's contacts with the Czechoslovakian communist leader in 1948 as crucial to the Czechoslovakian decision to arm Israel in the 1948 Arab-Israel War. Czechoslovakian military assistance was both unique and crucial for Israel in the war, and a lot of people think it was Maxwell's covert help in smuggling aircraft parts into Israel that led to the country having air supremacy during that war. So Maxwell supposedly did a lot for Israel. And the story is that he was a British citizen, but that he was possibly a Mossad agent and nobody knew it. So that's where this all comes from. Now, he died in November of 1991 of apparently a supposed suicide. He was on his yacht, and a lot of money had been misappropriated from companies that he was running, and he was taking money from people's pensions to basically prevent a bankruptcy. So after he smuggled all this money, people are saying that he just decided, fuck, I'm going to end it all. And he jumped off of his yacht.
He went
They
swimming.
found his body. I can't say, I'm sorry. Get that out of here.
Czechoslovakian. Whew. Did it.
Nicely done.
I was voted most likely to be able to say Czechoslovakian 5 times fast in high school.
Now, a production crew that was conducting research for a film about him for the BBC uncovered tapes stored in a suitcase owned by his former head of security, John Pohl. Later in his life, Maxwell became increasingly paranoid about his own employees and had the offices of those he suspected of disloyalty bugged so he could hear their conversations. After Maxwell's death, the tapes remained in Pohl's suitcase and were discovered by the researchers. But this guy's interesting. There's some shit going on here with him.
Yeah, so maybe that is the answer. Maybe there is some protection. Ghislaine Maxwell. Maybe Epstein was the patsy. The patsy all along. The fall guy.
So here's the question I'm going to leave you guys with right now.
The Lee Harvey Oswald.
It's a moral question. It's a moral question, guys. I know we're not doing a super long episode today, but here's the question. If given the opportunity, would you give Maxwell her freedom in exchange for a complete testimony? All we can do at this point, we have been up and down this Reddit, folks. We have looked through so many stories about this, and the stuff that we brought to you and presented to you is stuff that we think is interesting and possibly verifiable. We're not trying to give you just all the crazy stuff, even though, maybe we could. We tried to play it a little bit safer on this one. So maybe someone who's interested in this case can, who's interested in all this can look to it and actually be kind of informed as to what was out there. But the question is, are you curious enough that you would let this cunt walk free?
I would. Fuck. That's a good fucking question, but I wouldn't trust anything she said. That would be the problem. Like there'd be no unless we were doing some type of brain tap and we were wiring like some Minority Report, stealing her thoughts and like get the information out, and then I would not trust a word that she said. Like whatever she said again would be for whatever narrative she wants to be told, right? So I would never trust her to give us the actual information. I would say, no, fuck her, rot in jail.
Yeah, I think that she probably doesn't want to be thought of as talking, because the second she does and is released, then she's just out there in the open. And if she talked enough, these people are going to be very, very upset. And listen, the people at these levels are so rich that you can't just go up and arrest them. Like, you're never going to find them. They're going to be somewhere well hidden. So even if she talks, the repercussions on these people, even if there's legitimate, absolute evidence that these people have done the most heinous things, baby eating, adrenochrome harvesting, craziness, okay, you ain't catching them. And facts are they have the resources to fucking catch your ass. So honestly, if I'm her, I would say, no, I'll just sit here. Thanks. Right?
Yeah, let her burn. I'm actually on a little bit of a side rant here. I'm looking at. I kind of wanted to see if there were any pictures of Ghislaine Maxwell's prison cell. I want to see where she's.
Oh,
staying.
there's no camera on that
so.
one. There's
There's
no
no
camera
cameras
on
there.
that one. Ah,
There is an article from the New York Post though that does seem to be taking a. How dare they keep her in such conditions?
hold on. The ranting hick. Would you let Elon test his Neuralink whatever on her? Yes.
Yes.
In fact, I demand it. I want everybody to start tweeting at Elon Musk that we need to use the Neuralink on Ghislaine.
Just plug her in. So yeah, here's the New York Times. I guess did an interview with her. They did an inspection of the prison. There's moldy bread. Okay. There's wilted celery, bugs. There's broken chairs and dented cans in the pantry. Oh no.
You trafficked children for sex. Eat your moldy bread, you old bitch.
Yeah, there's her pillow. That's the kind of pillow she's forced to use. Poor woman.
And she's clogging up the toilets. Great.
She is. But yeah, no, I just assumed. I had assumed that it would be some kind of country club prison, but I guess, or at least this is the story they want out there, that she's staying in a horrible place, but really she's out there with the
best room.
she's got a special section. She's slicing garlic with a razor blade, making Sunday gravy.
Hysterical.
Oh,
well,
Vinny.
folks, I don't know. I say don't let her go.
No, but it's an interesting question. That is a good that is it, because everybody wants to fucking know. But like I said, I don't think we would ever get the truth anyway.
Yeah, Turd Ferguson just sent me a picture on Twitter of Epstein's head, dead and alive, like the profile. He's saying it's different people.
Yeah, something's up with the ear. I remember looking at that back when it happened.
The nose looks different too, but they may have just punched him once.
It's possible.
You know what? The dead corpse, the dead picture, I wouldn't be surprised, just because the way this is framed up, if that was actually Ric Flair.
But don't
It looks like Ric Flair.
Don't they usually have them in a body bag though? Like, he was just walked out, just know what I mean?
They have to
Dude,
show
this
everybody.
place- These New York places, these jails look like shit. They probably didn't have a body bag laying around. They're just like drag them out.
Surprised they didn't bury him at sea.
Hunter Duke, thanks for the $4.99. I just assumed Vinny wanted to keep saying pizza with the code words. Love you guys. Can't wait for March 9th. Me neither. I am really excited for March 9th. Are you, Cardiff?
I am. I see thanks for $3.99. Love me some potato and Vinny. FKB, FSJ. I just ordered my costume.
Fun fact.
Yes.
How much of a super chat do we need to dox Cardiff?
$8. Go to my Patreon. There's an $8 tier. You get all my personal information and photos.
Yep, and social.
Yeah.
Social security number.
And dick pics.
I'm very excited for our show. Things are starting to come together. The plan for what we're going to be covering is coming together. I know.
Unfortunately, we don't know where to go to buy tickets, though, Vinny. Nobody knows.
It's carlsoncomedy.com, everybody.
You built a website for this?
Well, yes. There's already was one. They just let us be on it.
carlsoncomedy.com? Saturday, March the 9th?
Tickets. We're going to have fun. We're going to have a lot of fun. So, all right, folks, we are going to get out of here. Good point.
If you don't have fun, no refunds. We still got the super chats, though, Vinny.
There weren't anymore, I don't think.
No, there's still some more.
Yeah, love me some potato, Vinny, FKB. Oh, we did that one.
You got that one.
Waiver, thanks for $2. Zorro Ranch. Oh, wait. Yeah, we did do that one.
Keep going.
Great show, Jimmy. Get your. Never mind. Thanks.
Thanks,
anyway, JT. No, JT gave us this. Great show, Jimmy. Get yourself something nice. King Potato. Thank you, JT.
So thank you to everybody who is a member of our channel. Our friend Kindy joined as a member, so she is safe again.
She's
Oh,
back.
good.
We guilted
Yes,
her.
I would also like to thank all of our big kahunas, the people who follow us on where do they follow us on Patreon? And you guys are going to be getting something very soon. I have a plan. You're going to love it. So make sure you check that out, subredditsurfing.com. Cardiff.
Stickers going out. Big Kahunas, Bob K. Kinky Loco, JT, Eugene the Bichon Frige, Jimmy the Lip, Steve M, Fred R, Hunter Duke, Holland Oates, Jervis Tetch. Those are our founding 10. And also thank you to Joni G, Fisker Whisker, Hamad N, David W, Aaron L, Joe, Ken A, Jabone Slocum, Jib Mob, Damian M, Gut, Joel, Joe Sposto, Josh R, Nick R, Cyber Organic, Charlie NYC, John K, Grampy's Champies, Dr. Steve, Mr. Wiggles, Rochi, Carly, Brinkomania, Dylan from Somewhere, Monty, Gregory K, Victor F, Tyler P, Pony Power 2, Goodhound, Stoneman 623, Derek K, Bjorn Cray, Stinky Italian Gang, Steve, Brian, and the prodigal daughter, Kindy. Welcome back.
Oh boy. So thank you all for supporting the show. Thank you for watching tonight. I wish we had more information on what happened here. We just don't know. We're just trying to help connect some of these dots and maybe, point things in the direction. This is what the Reddit seems to think. So
thank you for $2. Great show, boys. Thank you, ICUNO. Great
watching. Great job watching. Agreed. All right, Cardiff. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Jimmy and I will be back next week. Until then, act right. Thank you.
Come see me at the Bent Inn in Vegas. I'll be performing two shows nightly.
Sit, Eugene, sit. Good dog.